Yeah, that's the thing too. Overture, episode 43. Please put your F's for Drew. He has the COVID.
Hey, oh yeah, the vid, it's still going around.
Yeah, all it'll it's endemic now. It's like the flu.
I think I saw something that was like, oh yeah, COVID's still like the fifth leading cause of death.
I mean, I get that because it's like a respiratory thing, and I feel like respiratory issues like compound really quickly. It's one of those things
That's
where
true.
like if you've already had like a damaged lung from pneumonia or like if you're like, and this is like, I want to be clear, I'm not a doctor, but I would imagine if it's like you get over like, oh, I got over like my horrible coughing fit with one of these, and then you get hit with like the next one instantly, it's not gonna go well.
Yeah, getting hit. Yeah, that's also the thing. You can get hit with those like back to back
Yeah, it's like,
compared to other things.
and I think that's that I would imagine where it's like, oh, you're wounded. Well, here we go again. You just broke your knee and then your leg, and then you get walking, and then you get hit with hit it again. You're like, oh
That's why
man.
your other knee just went out too for a
Yeah,
completely different reason.
you're like, please,
Please stop.
please stop it. Yeah, I think I have not gotten the COVID yet, or if I have,
I'd gotten it. I'd gotten it at least once for
yeah,
sure.
because like I haven't. If I have, it's been asymptomatic, but like I haven't had the Mountain Dew turn bad.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
The
rough.
the fear. Like I think that's of all the fears, it's like the taste bud changing or whatever. Where it's like, here's the thing that now it tastes bad forever. It's like, well, that's great. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
I don't need that in my life.
No. You know what I don't need in my life?
What?
Having UV rays blast into my
Oh
eyeball
man, that's
in the
so
bathroom.
good. Listen, listen. You sometimes when
Oh
you're
my
ape
god.
convention, and when they say they want their sick blacklight lights, instead of getting like the regular bulbs, they got the medical grade sanitation lights.
That's causing people to go blind.
But it's like I looked at pictures of like those like because people were posting like what those things are like. They're not like a black like bulb. Like those
No.
things come in like a box, and their box is like danger, do not use. And the bulb looks wild. It's like a it's not like a regular light bulb. It's like one of the it looks like a prism cuz obviously it's being installed in like some handheld thing that they're kind of like waving over areas in like a hospital to
Yeah.
disinfect it.
For to very quickly waving over and then moving on to something
Yeah,
else.
you're like, yeah, cuz
Not
we're
long term just sitting there
yo,
blasting.
I need it in my eyeballs. My ape's gone. My sight gone. Where it's like simultaneously like I feel really bad for those people because they got scammed, but it's like really funny.
At
It's really funny.
at this point it's just getting funnier.
Well, because it's like it's
It's
super dead. It's like even the grifters have moved on. Like I
even the even the famous people have moved on.
oh, they moved on as soon as like they stopped paying. It's really funny. You'll like because the only really like I'll watch like soccer, and and like due to like the crypto boom, there's still like crypto ads playing in like the stadiums. They're like, keep on buying, gang.
Oh man, I forgot the Staples Center got changed to
Yeah, it's
the
like
what
the
was it?
crypto.com stadium or
The
whatever.
one where the guy just like now is
Yeah,
going to jail
yeah,
for
he's
it.
going to jail for fraud.
The oh no, I'm sorry. What was it? It was the CEO and bronze League of Legend player.
Yeah, there you go. He
Dude,
had his
they
one
did it to him
GF
rough.
who was like just stealing money. Man, I think like you see that crap and you're like, man, I wish I was just doing crimes. Not the catching crimes part, but like the other
Oh
part.
yeah,
Just just like infinite money.
I want to do crimes, but like crimes to rich people. I want to steal their
Exactly.
money.
Speaking of crimes, apparently Grand Theft Auto is getting announced. Grand Theft Auto 6 is getting like a trailer or something next week.
Grand Theft Auto has been about to be announced for 10 years now.
God, that donkey video was nuts. Where he just kept showing people going, and yep, here it's coming. And
It's
then he would
coming.
just show like another video, like like Metal Gear Solid 5 happened, and then Death Stranding was completely finished and developed in between like Grand Theft Auto 6.
It's funny.
I just like
Oh my god.
is Grand Theft like I don't understand the maybe this is my boomer nature showing and like cuz to me like what even is Grand Theft Auto 6? Like I feel in the 10 years since Grand Theft Auto 5 like the GTA's like political satire would just feel like normal, you know? Like what
Yeah.
like GTA was always like this kind of like, hey gang, look at we're kind of edgy and on the it's like no, like like we have like malicious trying to
I
overthrow the government, and you're like, oh
I feel like what is it? The Saints Row game would be that level of like satire,
yeah,
and that's not fun.
but it's like I also think GTA like in the many years we've had a lot of other like open world games as well. Like I
Yeah.
understand that GTA 5 RP or whatever on Twitch is like a and GTA Online is one of those things where like apparently is huge and I've never touched.
Hmm.
But I don't feel like I don't get the need for it. Like I kind of understood Red Dead because like the high budget cowboy game doesn't exist. Where like people are like, "Yo, I want that cowboy stuff," and they're like, "Here's the cowboy game." But like GTA, I just feel like there's a lot of like crime game and open world game. Like I feel like that market is done.
Yeah.
Like I'm playing Cyberpunk, and I feel like Cyberpunk is a great Grand Theft Auto game. It's just in first person, but you're like stealing cars, doing missions, and the story's good.
It is a good future
Yeah,
cyberpunk game.
and like I'm enjoying the DLC. I did the Susie mission. I found Susie sitting
Easy
in the
mission's
car,
great
and then
because you can just talk your way out of it. And it's the best thing ever.
so I tried to talk my way out of it, and then they did like he's like, you know what? That's hilarious because the guy was laughing at the cops, and he goes, "All right, let's just check up on all of our other men in like the building." And I was like, "Uh
You
oh,
just murdered a bunch of them, didn't you?
I killed them all."
Okay. So I just like knocked everybody out, and I'm like, all right, good to go. And they're like, all right, everyone's alive. All right, you guys can leave.
My guy was like, he goes, "Let's check everyone," and they're all dead. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of turn on. I have my tech shotgun where it hits the bolt like charge, it and it obliterates. It's really
See, I made it easy. I got I got the net runner thing where I can just make everybody go to sleep,
yeah.
and it's just like, all right, I'll stroll through here now.
My dad's been doing the net running. He
Oh, net
likes
running's
that.
fun.
I just every problem has a solution, and that solution is shotgun to the face with air dashes. And man, I'm loving it. It's so good. I'm just dashing around. I feel like I did. Oh, it's just I like that the game allows you to go into like the boxing side quest with your gorilla arms and like Sand Devastan. So it goes like fight
Just cheat.
begins. Oh, you just turn it on and you're just beating the hell out of some guy in like the back of the head, and then the thing just ends and he's just gone. And you're just like, "Yep, I'm a champion. That's legal." which makes sense. I
Well,
mean, listen,
now
like,
listen, don't pull out any bullcrap like Manus claws
yeah,
or mono wires. Like,
no,
okay, and then you pull out just two gigantic hammers attached to your hands.
yeah, it's just I'm just really really tough, and when I hit you enough due to my relic power, it gets really strong.
Yeah.
Man, that relic power. Oh, the weak point one.
Oh man, I love that one.
That's the one I got like first. Was like, yo, we're just gonna put a little square on him. If you shoot that square, fun stuff happens.
Oh no, see, I got the one that slows down time for you if you get caught. So you just
Ah,
all you do is you get caught, you just backdash away really fast, and it slows down time. So you're not
man.
even there.
No, those relic powers are cool. I like that they're
God,
just independent of like your level ups, so you don't have to like worry about spending your points there. You just like, nah, just put your points in them.
I got to a point where I was helping somebody out, and they're just like, "All right, here's like 3 free ones for you."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I love it."
Yeah, right now
Damn,
I gotta go meet up with Idris Elba at the
I gotta
bar.
go. Hold on, let me chat up these two redheads real quick.
Yeah, there you go. Listen, I'm on
Man,
a I'm
I'm not liking that there's no new romance options.
I did not do any romance options in this game because I think it feels weird to like try to romance a girl with Johnny Silverhand in my brain. I don't like it. That's like my own personal RP thing where I'm
Okay,
like I'm sorry Pan Am, you are hot, but Johnny Silverhand is like sitting on the table and I don't want him looking at me. It's
yeah,
weird.
he's looking at me. Stop.
Like I don't want like I love Johnny Silverhand. Don't get me wrong. Like my opinion on him changed very rapidly through the game. Where I'm like, you know what, Johnny, you can. I'm gonna get you your own body, or you can
No,
have
fuck
mine.
that. Johnny Silverhand's a piece of shit. Fuck him.
Oh, I love him. He's so
I
bad.
hate. I just keep hating him. I'm just like, shut
Oh,
up, Johnny.
oh, I love him. He's terrible. You see all his flashbacks. He's like, fuck everyone. Like, dude,
What an
I'm like,
asshole.
yay! I clapped. I love
Damn.
you, Johnny Silverhand. You're the worst. You're just a piece of shit. He
I still
knows it
gotta.
too.
Oh yeah. I still gotta get to Man 2 whenever I get the chance.
Man 2 is on the list. I like
I've had.
I need because well, I need a gate because like January I'm gonna have to play Yakuza Infinite Wealth. Like
Yeah.
that has to happen. That was because Yakuza Like a Dragon I think was my game of the year for like the year it came out. Like I really liked that game a lot, and I'm excited to have Ichiban try to find his mom
Man.
and all the shenanigans
So
that's gonna
excited.
ensue.
I'm so excited.
But they did like their own Animal Crossing island. Did you
Oh,
see that? Did you see that trailer where you can have just your own island and it's just like
I
Animal Crossing just in the middle of Yakuza?
I fucking love it.
It's just like thank you. I love Yakuza games. They're so stupid.
So
Just so
great.
stupid. It's like the perfect mix of the most intense melodrama you've ever seen with like the most intense stupid you've ever seen, and it just works.
A horror cut to you doing a side mission where you help a lady. It's like I can't find my pet. Where is he? And you're like, okay, let me look around. Okay, it's not this dog. It's not this dog. Hard turn to a corner where it's a guy wearing a choker collar and wearing like a dog mask, and she's
Yep.
like, "Oh, there he is."
Yep.
That
It's
is, I made that in my mind. That's a Yakuza mission, 100%.
of course. It's
It's
that one screenshot, that one tweet, it lives rent free in my head, where it's like the circus, where it's just Ichiban, a circus man, and a monkey, and they're standing behind like there's just a fire going, and it just says "Yep." And you're like, well, what should I have expected? I'm like, that's Yakuza.
like I love. Listen, I love Ichiban, but there's nothing better than Kiryu going, "Huh? Huh?
Kiryu, like as
Me?
the straight man for the stupid, works like I think
Buddy."
way better because he's so. I don't remember where I heard it, but it's like Kiryu is the idealized Japanese man, where
Yes.
he's strong, he's stoic, he's like like always tough, but never out of his element completely, but
Never.
sometimes like shocked in, but he still like adapts to it where he's like, "What? Fine, I'm really good at pocket bike
Yeah.
racer or pocket cars." And I'm gonna give you this emotional pep talk by being the pocket car champion. It's like, thank you, Kazuma
Listen,
Kiryu.
don't let those kids bully you. Drone racing is really cool.
Whereas like Ichiban is a bit of a more goofus, which I think I do like, but
I
I
really
will
like
agree
these
that
people.
like the tone of Kiryu is just so much he's always the straight man. Whereas like Ichiban's sometimes the straight man, but he's more like into it. Ichiban's way more like down with like, yeah, I gotta fight the sleep demons to pay attention during this boring movie. You're like, yeah, I can see it. I see that's like what Ichiban like Kiryu would like boldly and determined call like Pinchy the lobster to attack someone with like a serious like stoic face, or like Ichiban is like way into it. He's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm using pound mates to call Gary Buster Holmes. I'm doing it. I'm so happy to do it. Whereas like Kiryu's like, I will call upon my ally, my fated friend, the babies.
Fear is just always looking tough all the time, no matter what.
Yeah, no matter the
While
situation.
Ichiban is over here on his knees begging the stockholders, please don't leave. Please, please, I'll promise to do better.
Yo, our cracker corporation is gonna. I need to
Please.
fund my satellite laser.
He's like crying and sniffling the snot and snot and tears running down his face. Please don't leave.
And then they
Please
don't.
keep
And
your
then he just
stocks in my
stands up and
company.
gives like a fist bump, like they bought it.
Yes, I did it.
Kiryu would never resort to that kind
I
of
never do that.
debauchery. He would stoically tell them a speech from his heart, and then they would cry.
They'd be like, "Oh, that's amazing."
They'd say, "That's
Oh,
rad."
dude.
But yeah, like I'm really excited for Yakuza's coming up. I'm probably not gonna play the Kiryu side game just because
Oh, the man without a name.
I think it's too soon. Like I don't want to go into like that one and then go into like a full release one, especially when there's like other high tier video games I haven't played yet.
Yeah,
I think they
uh,
released that one too soon to the other. Like that one ideally should have come out like in the summer. If that was in
yeah.
like the summer and then you had like the new one in the spring, I would be like, okay. But like I love Yakuza games, but like let's be real, they're all like the same game basically.
They're the same. You don't want them back to back.
No. I think you're correct. Like I don't like once you get your fill, you're done. Like because
Like, oh, I'm full for a bit. Oh, thank goodness.
there's so much side crap to do and you're doing that side crap. You're going in because you need to see the pocket bike like subplot to its finale. You need to do your Sujimon battles, which are common.
You need to you need to play. Oh, what was the game? What was the? It was like lady wrestling, but it was bugs.
Oh god, I know what you're saying. It's like
Yeah,
your woman.
I need to do that.
You need to like
I need to see
train.
the evolution of that in the next game.
You need to manage your host club. There's always like that weird management game that they put in there, and you say you're not gonna do it, and then you do.
There you go.
Like that's every Yakuza game where you're like,
Listen,
okay,
if Drew was here, he'd say as well. You pretend like you're not going to play mahjong for like 2 hours. You're going to play mahjong for like 2 hours.
oh, you gotta play mahjong. It's really
You
good.
gotta play mahjong.
Yeah,
I
I don't
feel
know. I
like
don't know
it's
how to do shogi,
yeah.
but I know mahjong.
I literally only learned the small bit of mahjong I learned is just from Yakuza.
That's all you need. All you need
I
is
think everyone has that kind of feeling of, yeah, I didn't know what mahjong was. Then I played Yakuza, and I'm like, all right, I'm into this now.
you're either playing Yakuza or you watched Akagi or Kaiji, and you're like,
Oh,
yo,
yeah,
what's
you
up with
did.
this mahjong? And that's how you
Dude,
learn
what's
how to play
this?
mahjong. And you're like, yeah. And now and then you understand it. then sometimes the Final Fantasy 14 just puts mahjong in there because one of the guys wanted to play mahjong.
Final Fantasy 14 just makes it maybe one of the funnest trailers I've ever seen. Like, holy crap.
Uh,
That game looks that update looks great.
oh, like that yeah, because it's like yeah, I mean we're just kind of bouncing around or whatever, but like
Yeah.
I wanted to directly compare like the trailer of the Final Fantasy 14 to like the World of Warcraft, and this is like the CG trailer. The only thing I will give World of Warcraft one slight like because I forgot how they do things, where they usually do like a CG teaser and then a CG trailer, and this was like the announcement or whatever, because I'll give them that we haven't seen their full one. Where like the Final Fantasy one, that's like the full like here's our big expensive patch overview. Or like WoW hasn't had that yet, so maybe they're gonna do a better one. But like I don't know, man. That like Dawn Trail looks really good in trailer
I
form.
saw I saw my buds in the magical tropical island. I'm like, yo, there they are.
Yeah,
That's my crew.
there's Estidian. He's doing his Monster Hunter quest. Just literally, he's monster hunting. It looks like Monster Hunter World.
It did for like a
He's
second.
like to me, it's like oh yeah, he's just using his insect glaive and he's just jumping up there and fights some kind of whatever brute wyvern, and then they're cooking it up, and then your character's doing stuff, and there's all your crew. But like I don't know, from BlizzCon, like the World of Warcraft stuff does look better. Like it's not. I'm trying to think of the phrase where it's not death of 1,000 cuts, but it's like life of 1,000 band-aids. Where all of the changes they're saying are like very good, but they're not like exciting. Or there are
Yeah.
announcements of stuff where it's like, yeah, now your character stuff is all account wide. So if you're playing on your like warrior and you get a cool staff that your mage could use as like a transmog or like a glamour piece, then they can just use it. So you don't have so you're like your gear can matter on your account, and like reputations are account wide. So if you grinded out something with one character, then they all have it. So you don't have to do it again. And you're like that's like a I like that's a
Yeah.
legitimately good idea and a good thing. But it's
I
just
just wish it was in a better game.
well, it's just like it's not super exciting like when you're seeing like the ideas and the stuff where like they've announced like the next 3 expansions are like an arc, which makes you think like maybe the story will be well told now instead of just like in books and like random where you're just kind of going from place to place. It's kind of like how whenever Disney decided to make their Star Wars trilogy and then not have like the same people plan it out, just kind of go whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's like why did you do that for?
Yeah. Why
And
don't you have a plan of what you wanted to make instead of just like, they'll watch it no matter what.
at least an outline of like here's where the character
Yeah.
begins, here's the middle, and here's the end, and it's like
Look, here's the main things you need to do for the next 2 movies. Beyond that, I don't care.
yeah, here's the setups and here's our payoffs. Instead, we're just gonna have give it to another guy and he's just gonna make his own setup. Like I feel like that's what WoW's been doing, and it's been kind of suffering. But I don't know. I think the WoW Classic, they're doing their thing where they're like completely remixing the game and like their season of discovery by giving classes like new abilities and changing dungeons and stuff. I think that's cool. I think that is like a legitimately cool little change. I'm not gonna like play it because
I know.
it's coming out like next month or whatever. But like if I was playing WoW, I'd be like, yeah, it's cool. I don't have any qualms with that.
So you made me watch the trailer for the new where I saw, good old Moses walk up from the desert and
Yeah,
talk to what was his name?
Anduin.
Anduin.
Yeah,
Damn, I love Thrall. I
Thrall
don't
is
like.
great.
I know like nothing about World of Warcraft, but man, I love Thrall.
Thrall is super cool, and he's been at various levels of cool depending on like who's writing him. Like in Warcraft 3, Thrall is the best, and then he's good, and then he kind of becomes Green Jesus for a bit, and you're like, oh, where he's like the most important. It's like if Thrall is the most important character in World of Warcraft, he's not great. But if he's like an important character, then he's really good, and you like
If
him.
he's part of the crew that's like
Oh
saving
yeah,
the day, yeah.
oh yeah, and you always I always like Thrall. Is and a lot of it is because he's just like he's a good guy. He's a good orc. He's doing his spiritual stuff. He had a really cool scene in Warlords of Draenor. A lot of people don't like it, but I think it's cool. Where like Garrosh, the bad orc, who's like running the horde, like Thrall challenges him to a duel to the death to like regain control of it, and they fight, and Thrall was losing, so he just cheats and uses his magic to kill the other guy because it's just like, no, you can't do it. Like, I'm not gonna let you just like be evil forever, even if I have to
Yeah.
throw away my honor. And he did, and he lost like his magic too by doing that. So he like, but it was, I thought that was like really like that's his character. Where it's like, nah, I tried to do it, but I can't let you just keep committing like war crimes forever. So you gotta go. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. I like it. I like that. But
So
yeah,
on the return of because I also saw that the Lich King stuff is coming back in Classic. I'm
yeah.
like, what was the story of this? And then I've watched and like a bunch of videos about it. I'm like, holy shit, this was cool.
Warcraft, the coolness of Warcraft 3 at the time in like 2002 cannot be understated. How like radical it was. Especially like at the time when you're playing as like the human campaign, and then it just dovetails into the undead campaign as you're playing the hero, and now he's the evil.
He got Frostmourne, and he's like, I'm evil now.
But he
Time to
but
time to betray the Dreadlords and combine with the Lich King.
yeah, the Lich, yeah. Oh, is it Ner'zhul? The Lich King?
Ner'zhul.
Yeah, Ner'zhul, the Orc Lich King who was entrapped by the Sargeras, who, as we've learned in the don't look about what happened in the Shadowlands expansion.
Yeah.
Just that didn't happen.
Yeah, from what I hear, a lot of the newer expansions have retconned a lot of cool stuff from the older ones.
That is basically the entirety of Shadowlands because they wanted
Something with the jailer.
yeah,
Is
so
like,
they wanted to have like they wanted to introduce Thanos. Like like you look at he's just Thanos, and they wanted to introduce him, but instead of introducing him over the course of like all the movies, they introduced him in like one movie. Like imagine Infinity War where if like Thanos just showed up there and there's no build up or whatever.
he's secretly been leading the Burning Legions
He was
behind
secretly behind all of it the
all
entire
of them.
time. There was
It
like
was his plan for
it was
what's his name? Alduin?
yeah, Arthas.
Arthas.
My
Yeah.
favorite is there's points in the World of Warcraft story where like time travel is key, and he's like, yes, the jailer knew that by doing this it would cause a time rift that would be solved in this manner, which
It's
would
so
lead to the
stupid.
corruption. And you're like, no, just get out
It's
of
so
here,
dumb.
just get out of it. But like my favorite, I love listen, I love the jailer because he's terrible. Because he's just the worst. I think my icon on like BattleNet is just the jailer. Because like I'm like, yeah, I'll put him on there.
Let me be honest with you. Do you think World of Warcraft needs uh, a Final Fantasy Realms Reborn kind of reset?
I think it sort of already has it. Because like that's why like people say like retail WoW and classic WoW. Like classic is very different than retail in terms of like feeling and like how the game actually like moves and classes and abilities and stuff. So like current modern WoW is basically WoW 2. And WoW Classic is like WoW 1.
Hmm.
So it's kind of like they've already
Okay.
done it. I think that it's just like MMOs are very difficult to do and also very difficult to like maintain, because you'll see people like, I just think MMO live service is so rough. Like Bungie's screwing it up, as you've seen. Like Destiny's just like, it's such a difficult thing to do, to make a game that just keeps going on, because the mechanics of it don't make any sense and are completely unintuitive. And like, MMOs, they frustrate me. They frustrate me so much. It's still, you're like, yeah, it's either World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy or Guild Wars 2. If you're a
Or
weirdo.
Black Desert.
Or Black Desert. Oh boy, getting it. Oh, I like that was one. Okay, so let's talk about Eve Online.
Yeah, I was about to like, or Eve
Let's
Online.
talk about Eve Online. Eve Online. So I did watch the through the rabbit hole Eve Online video. It took a couple days to do it.
Dude,
Man,
it took me 3 days to go through it.
so like the first part of it I basically knew, because I owned the book Empires of Eve, an oral history of like the early wars of Eve Online. I don't know where it
Oh,
is. I
man.
think I've either lost it or lent it out. But like I've read that book, so I knew about like the goon fleet,
The
and
Goon
the
Swarm.
goon swarm, and the God, who else was it with? Well, whatever, like that. So that era of Eve,
The clusterfuck coalition.
yeah,
Uh,
the death of
teaming up with the Reds.
the death of the Titan or whatever. Like I think that's kind of
Oh,
where it ends.
Titan Steve.
Yeah, the Steve the Titan, who was just in grave because he like got kicked out. I did, yeah. So, but Eve
Oh, man.
Online is an incredible game that no one should ever play. I would put, like, I think like Eve Online, Space Station 13, and Dwarf Fortress are in the genre of game where like once you're told about it, you're like, this is the most incredible game I've ever heard, and then you
Yes.
look at it, and you're like, what the hell is this?
Like, oh no, I don't want to touch this.
Like, this is not a
There's
video game.
there's something kind of amazing about like listening to the history of Eve Online, because it feels like a space novella,
Well, because yeah,
like a space opera, and it's like so amazing and interesting until you get to the names of all the people
oh
involved,
god, it's like awful. It's
and then they're like, I hate it.
it's like they'll be like, here's the Honey Badger Corporation, because at the time the Honey Badger meme was going around, and you're just like, this is the stupidest thing. Here's
Honey
some like
Badger
Zebra News who has like a My Little Pony emblem because that was the style at the time.
style at the time.
And but it's incredible because it is
Like
space.
there's corporate espionage, and I'm like, oh gosh, who are they doing corporate espionage? Oh, it's to the claim of the finger blasters. And it's like, okay.
This letting you know it's still the internet. It's still
Yeah.
the internet.
It's
You're not.
still early 2000, mid 2000s.
Oh god, yeah. Like all of this is like the core. The core of Eve is like 2002 to like 2012 or whatever.
Golly.
And then there's like the Casino Wars.
The Casino Wars.
I love the
is
Casino War. That was the new part to me. That was like the thing I didn't know about of the Casino Wars. Where like the casinos just said, we're gonna fund just infinite war because you don't know how much money.
We will pay all the mercenaries
all of them.
to kill you. And the other side's like, yeah, right.
You don't have, and the guy kept saying like, don't mess with the casinos. You don't
Like,
know
those
how much
casinos.
money they have. You can't comprehend it. He just
Then someone says like, so wait, how much money do you need for this war? So listen, if you want to do this war, it's going to be like $2 trillion or 2 trillion isk, and someone goes, all right, I got that.
It was like the
Fucking
thing where he
insane.
talked about how like, here's like the skill extractors where you can max out a character by just paying money, and the guy's like, yeah, I'm gonna do that on stream.
Why'd you do that on stream? I could.
I could.
I had the money for it.
I don't think you understand how much money I am making. I don't think you understand how lucrative casinos actually are. especially.
They're like real casinos.
Oh, it was like real casinos on like gambling websites and crap.
Oh man, I fucking love it.
Oh, it's like the wildest thing about EVE Online is you get to just see like human nature and all of like the classic like it feels like those who do not know of history doomed to repeat it just forever.
Oh,
Or like Fallout War never changes.
yeah, war never
Where
changes.
the guy goes, yeah, I just used the same tactics that were used against Hannibal and like Ring, where like I wasn't actually trying to fight. I'm just trying to make it last so long that the people get bored and leave.
Like there's morale. There's like counterintelligence.
Oh god, they're
Someone was trying to find
propaganda.
the address of some other like major like fleet commander so that someone could turn off their power at the exact time of night so they couldn't get on.
Did I don't remember if the movie, because it's like 5 hours long, goes into it, but the book I remember went into how like the Australian mercenaries, did they talk about that at all?
Yes, they did.
Okay,
They
yeah,
talked about how deadly the Australian mercenaries were.
because the Australians, due to time zones, could be online when most of the Western world was sleeping. So the Australians would be on at just like random ass hours, and they could take over your fort.
Just wrecking. Just obliterating
Yeah,
stuff.
just
The greatest
yeah,
mercenaries.
the dingoes. You just gotta worry about them
Oh
because
my
they will
god.
eat your baby.
Fuck,
Oh,
there's so
Even Live
much.
is an incredible game. It's incredible.
There's the idea of like the goon score, the was it
The
goon
goon,
swarm, which is
yeah.
just a bunch of redditors.
Well, it was something
The
awful.
worst,
Yeah, it was just something awful who were
something
just
awful.
terrible. Because
We're just like we're gonna rebrand ourselves, the Imperium.
and they never called them that.
No one ever called them the Imperium. They're like, yeah, goon swarm,
And
the
because
goons.
they knew that like if you called them that, that leads credence. And that
Yeah,
in your wartime you have to have your like you can't give your enemies like something cool. You gotta call them the dumb thing.
it's like a morale. Like players would get bored. It's like, but no, you have to fight for the honor of our clan, and they'd like have posters and stuff up,
Oh yeah, they had like
and
propaganda videos.
propaganda to make sure you're still playing your stupid space simulator game.
That's like really boring too. If you look at like an actual Eve
Oh
fight,
no,
it's just
yeah.
like a guy with like a spreadsheet open. He like clicks on a thing and he goes like weapon systems. Like it's not. It's really boring. I
Like
tried.
in my mind, I'm thinking like, what would actual space travel look like? Oh yeah, this. It'd be you sitting in a cockpit, just kind of waiting for stuff to happen.
Like it's Legend of the Galactic Heroes, but
Yeah,
instead of
yeah.
cool guys, it's just like fat dudes on Reddit. Like
Just a bunch of losers.
it's like the worst humans. Like I'm going to activate the fleet intelligence. And you're like, which is like really, that's how it would be.
Say thank you, kitten.
My Discord kittens have betrayed me.
No,
You see,
they've
like
taken on my ISK.
the Discord kitten was actually a guy using an AI voice,
Yeah.
an AI girl voice. How can I tell?
So they could steal like 30 dreadnoughts and all the money from their accounts.
Oh man, Eve Online. No,
Oh,
it's
man.
great.
Dude, that's wild. I love that.
And you see like how the people they kept trying to make video games and none of them would work. Like
No.
like all of their other game like it's like the narrative where like the game has escaped the company.
So this is something I'll go ahead and tell you.
Yeah.
Before I knew anything about Eve, on the PS3 I did play Dust
Yeah.
5114. I'm like, wow, this game's kind of fun, with no connection about what it was
Oh, that's interesting because
to Eve.
I never played the Dust game.
Oh yeah, because it was just a free shooter, and I'm like, let me check this out. And just like they say in the video, yeah, a lot of people who play Dust had no idea what Eve was,
Well, because like Eve
and I just didn't understand the connection to it.
like Eve as like a world or whatever is like literally nothing. like it's wild that like they're like they tried to have like a trading card game of Eve, like, but like the characters in Eve are not like NPCs. It's just it's like weird guy who owns like the fleet commander.
Yeah.
It's like Fart Man 28 Legion of the Pirate King or whatever, and like no, that's who you want to know. But yeah, it's just
That
it's
is exactly it.
yeah, it's always like they're like the Fart Master, and he's here, the Fart
Oh no,
Nozzle.
it's the Fort Master. He brought his whole fleet.
He bought his counter fleet, and then he used the exploit where you can attack if you can attack someone but heal them from max range, where you're technically out of
Oh god, we're pinned in, and then some ships like teleported. It's the cum guzzlers.
the cum
Finally,
guzzlers are here.
they're backing us up. We're saved.
We lit the fire, but oh no! As they've come here, the server's getting really laggy.
Oh, no.
They're really laggy.
The server is so laggy. It's going 1/10 the speed, and because it's doing that, other ships from other parts of the game have like the perfect amount of time to still just load in behind them.
Yeah, now they can go load in and trade because they're just not rendering fast enough.
So,
The guy's internet, we know he's on dial up, so he's getting killed. He's getting kicked. His internet he literally cannot take an engagement of more than 200 ships.
I fucking love it. It's so stupid.
No, it's great. It's literally the most fascinating video game to ever hear about, but never to play.
Yeah.
I love EVE Online. I've never
I,
played EVE Online, but I love every time it comes across.
like for a second, I'm like, maybe I should play it, and then I start looking at it. I'm like,
No,
no, I'm good.
no, I'm not. I'm not to that point yet. I'm not like I'm not that much. Like I feel like EVE Online is kind of like when you're starting to get into like flight simulators or something, where you're like that. What would I say? Like Warhammer 40K. Let's be honest, is an old man hobby.
Yeah.
Like you're starting to hit to old man hobby, and I feel like one step advanced is like EVE Online, where you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna play my spreadsheet spaceship game, and I'm just in there.
There's nothing more old man than like Eve Online.
I feel like yeah, like old man nerd is like EVE on. It's old man nerd and like grognard, like people who look like comic book guy from Simpsons. Like that's who's play. It's like that, and some guy who's like I was reading sci-fi books. Like I was reading like Dune in the 80s in high school, and now I'm doing that.
Yo, man, let me tell you about Dragonlance.
Hell yeah, I'll tell you about.
Let me tell you about Discworld.
Yeah, that's yeah. You're in there and you're like, yeah. They were watching like TNG when it was airing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying they didn't see it all on Netflix or whatever. Or were like 3. They were like in their 20s, like arguing on like the primitive boards about like Picard. Or like those people in the Eye Patch Wolf video who are on like the internet forums arguing about like The Simpsons. Like,
Yeah.
like that guy's playing EVE Online.
Oh, 100%.
That guy, that's what EVE Online is. It's
Oh,
great.
man.
What do you think about live action Zelda?
I saw a tweet and I'm going to repeat it. You'll never find a twink androgynous enough to play Link. I think it's impossible.
I think going live action is a poor mistake. My
They
hope,
should just do a 3D like they did Mario.
I think yeah, like why not? I thought from a technical perspective, I think the Mario movie looks good.
Oh,
Like
it looks great.
I think the script was dry in the Mario movie, but like
I mean, yeah.
but the graphics.
The stuff looked good.
Yeah, like I don't complain.
Yeah.
I think that I would hope one apparently maybe I'm concerned, but wasn't like one of the guys like was the producer of Morbius?
Probably.
Like, it wasn't something I'm doing some quick checking.
The only thing I have to say about that, uh, that's bad because the Mario movie is they changed the Peach artwork for the Americas to make it look more like Mario movie Peach.
Okay, so like the dude was a producer. He basically produced like all of the mid-aught superhero movies.
Oh no.
He did produced Scarlett Johansson live action Ghost in the Shell.
Oh
He
no.
did Morbius. He produced it.
No, not the Morbs.
Yeah, so we could have We could have Morbius. We could have Michael Morbius Link. We could have Jared Leto as Link, which Leslie tell you.
He's going Zelda.
I don't know. I so I want the live action Zelda movie to be weird. Like I think I would rather it be like sort of like the live action like Mario movie where it's kind of bizarre
Hmm.
because I feel like to me the worst thing a live action Zelda would do is here's Ocarina of Time or here is Breath of the Wild. Like we're just doing Breath of the Wild but with like humans and some CG like
I
birds. Like I
the
like that's not what I want to
hmm.
see.
I think I'd if I want to see anything, I'd want to see what would be like a good for a movie. Either Ocarina, and then they can do a movie one and two, or Twilight Princess.
I think Twilight Princess like would be more interesting. And I'm not saying this just as like the
Yeah, yeah.
Midna
No, no, no.
losing.
I'm saying like the story is
I
you could
think
probably adapt it a lot better.
yeah, like to me it's or just like just weird. Like one of those weird ideas like in the
Oh
Breath of
yeah.
the Wild. Do you remember like it was like one of the Breath of the Wild books where it was like a post-apocalyptic one where it's like Link
Oh
was
yeah,
riding a
yeah.
motorcycle. Like I want to see like that. Like get really weird with it because obviously like you're not doing Wind Waker.
No,
Don't yeah you're not if you're going to be animated that's the one you're going to be doing.
you. Listen. Doing a live action Wind Waker is the most disrespectful thing
Well, I don't know. Like that
I could
sounds like
ever
something
think of.
Disney would do.
Yeah,
That's a Disney move. Where like
that's a real Disney move.
which is the we're gonna take the cartoon one and make it.
Every year, Wind Waker ages like wine.
Oh, it's so good. I would also like to see it was that Nintendo Power Legend of Zelda comic who was like drawn by like the Cyborg 009 guy.
Ooh,
I thought that one was really cool because it was just Link to the Past, but like but just in like manga form. But also it's just like here's Link, he's going on an adventure, he's getting the stuff, goes to the Dark World, kills Ganon. Like
yep.
it's I don't know, man, because you could get really weird with Legend of Zelda if you wanted to, because like the whole point of Zelda is it's kind of like there's the hero, the Triforce, Ganon, Master Sword, and you can just kind of do whatever. You can even be an isekai. Do you think
Yeah,
would you rather Link would you think that Zelda would be an do you think that an isekai, live action isekai, oh no, I'm transported to the world of The Legend of Zelda. Do you think that would be work or be good?
that would be good. Actually, I actually don't think that'd be too bad.
See, I don't think that'd be terrible. Like, I feel like, oh no, he's trapped in the game could be fine with this. Once again, I'm also we're assuming like moderate to acceptable. Because so I'm gonna say like because I looked on also the stuff where he was like Venom in like the Uncharted movie. So I'm gonna assume that that's just like producer. So I'm gonna say that production wise, you're gonna get like a Venom or a Uncharted where it's going to be fine to okay. Like you are not going to get a great movie. Let's just put this on the table. The live action Zelda is not going to be great. So like you can't go like too much like it's not going to be like, oh man, this fantasy epic. It's like, no. It's not going to work like that. But also I don't think Zelda would work as like a fantasy epic. Like I don't think like Conan as Zelda would work. Cuz that's not like the idea.
No.
I think they're going to do Ocarina. I really think they're just going to do
If they're going to do
Ocarina.
anything, they're going to do Ocarina.
It's going to be Ocarina or it's going to be Breath of the Wild.
No, I'll stand by this. I don't think Ocarina of Time is the best story.
I don't. I think it's not the best for a live action because you need a kid.
Yeah.
You need a good kid actor and you need like a good adult actor. Whereas like
And then
like a Breath of the Wild or a Twilight Princess, it's just one age of Link. Even like you could go wild and do like the first Zelda. Like,
yeah.
Or Zelda
I think
2.
first Zelda would be yeah. Zelda 1 and 2 would be the only real choices.
I think that would be interesting. Like a Zelda, like if you're gonna go, or like, oh, what if they do Skyward Sword? No, that's too much effects. I think that's too much effects. I think
you gotta get your diving down. You gotta have your.
You also have
your
to
Sky Island.
You also gotta explain a lot. I think like the Zelda should not be much explained. That's why I think like get the sword, beat the pig man. Like that's kind of it. That's all you need to know. You need to do the trials to get the sword to beat the pig man. Like that's your movie. You have 3 trials. Oh, what's the tone gonna be? Like, is this going to be like a zany tone, or is it going to be like trying to be for serious?
It should have the Dungeons and Dragons tone.
Okay, so that Dungeons and Dragons movie, I would accept that. A little bit of shenanigans. See, that's why you would like. So that means you're gonna have we're gonna need either a Navi or a Midna to be the plucky. Basically, you need your Puck. You're gonna have to have your Puck.
Yeah.
Let's just put that out there. Puck will be in this film. I don't know how. It might be Navi. It might be Midna. It might be Tingle. Who knows? Is Tingle going to be a character, like a main character?
Yeah, he has to.
Because to me, like, if you're gonna do it, like, you need, like, I think that'd actually be pretty good. Danny DeVito as Tingle. Think about it.
Hey, Link.
Hey, Link.
I've got some maps for you.
I'm a fairy.
Tinkle, tinkle, woo.
Koompa Loompa. Or just get Warwick Davis and have the most serious Tingle that's ever been.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Tingle is this handsome, dramatic, like, well-established actor in his weird green thing. Like, Link, I'm your guide. That'd be cool. I'm into it. Yeah, because, like, I think, like, I don't know. I don't know what that would be. It would not be my first choice. I would like Weird Zelda or Zelda 1. I think Isekai Zelda is like, for general audiences, the one they would accept the most.
Yeah.
I don't know how, like, the Mario movie is an Isekai. It's, like, Sonic is an Isekai, technically. It's just Sonic is the one who's getting Isekai'd.
He's getting Isekai to the new world.
To the human world. So is Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat is an Isekai because it's about going to Outland and, like, both of them.
No. It's because you can go back and forth. I don't think it's an Isekai. You gotta be trapped.
Okay, so you gotta be so you're saying that you're kind of trapped. All right. But I'm saying going to the other world. Like, I don't think... Because I think... I just don't think audiences would react well to, like... Like, the normie audience does not like, okay, here's Hyrule, there's the Hylians, they're like elf people, deal with it, here we go. I don't think they would accept that.
No.
I get the feeling that, like, most, like, Johnny film goer would not accept that.
This is, so, out of all the Nintendo properties, you have a bunch you can make stories out of.
Yeah.
You're choosing the one that's going to be the toughest.
I think the actual toughest would be Metroid. But they would, it's only tough because they're not doing the easiest way. Let me pitch this for you. It's 1 hour long, directed by Gendy Tarakovsky.
Yeah.
No
Okay.
dialogue.
Yep.
No dialogue. It's
Oh
one
my
hour,
gosh.
or maybe, yeah, like not even 90, like 1 hour. It's just Samus. She's on the planet. No one speaks.
Oh gosh,
And it
that's a
looks
dream
like the
for me.
Clone Wars cartoon. And that's
No, no, sorry. There's like some people that speak. Samus never speaks.
yeah, Samus never talks. You might get like a computer warning or
Yes.
like space pirates talking in their own language.
Adam is telling you where to go,
Yeah, Adam tells you where to go, and you
but
say,
like only in certain rooms. And that's it.
yeah. I don't know. You could get some computerized. I liked how Metroid Dread's story happened. I thought that was pretty cool. There's some pretty cool stuff. But yeah, that's what did. I don't know. Like I thought they would make like another like Pokemon live action movie, but they just didn't.
Yeah.
Because I felt like Detective Pikachu was all right. It was not like my favorite of the video game movies. I would put like Pikachu above Mario but below Sonic in terms of like
Yeah.
video game film adaptations.
No. Yeah. I'd give it that.
Because like I don't know, I thought the Mario movie was just bland, very bland.
I mean, listen, it's a lot of nothing for a bunch of little kids.
I liked seeing the
It's
visuals.
passable.
I like yeah,
Yes.
it's not like a bad movie. I liked the visuals and I was like, yeah, but then like whenever a pop song came in, my brain died. I felt like it would be easier and lazier to just use like Mario music. It's already there. I've heard the orchestral themes from like Mario Galaxy and like Mario Odyssey. They're good. They're good music. They're really good. Just put it in there. But yeah, so I don't know what Zelda's gonna do.
Uh,
Well,
We'll
well,
have to see
well,
see if they ruin it or not.
we get little Thickums Migna on the big screen.
That's for the
Just,
second or third movie.
just give it. See, because I would like Majora's Mask. I think Majora's Mask would be like a really cool.
Majora's Mask would be a good like Groundhog Day like type movie.
It as much as it pains me to say it, it would be like a really good Netflix series.
Oh yeah.
That kind of like you're getting an hour a week. Oh yeah, let's before we begin, I just Pluto update. I have not finished Pluto because
I have finished Pluto.
I think Pluto's incredible. It has one major flaw for me, which is as an adult I have too many feelings, and I can't marathon that show. I have to be like in a mood to watch it.
You don't have time to watch what's essentially 6 to 8 hours.
Well, no, I mean like
Of,
like I need to be in a good like I need to feel good, sit down and watch an hour of like highly emotional thing.
yeah.
And I mean as a plus, like the quality story S tier, hyper
Dude,
recommend. I just think that
I
like
oh man, it's so good.
it's incredible. It's superb. I also am noticing a lot of like foreshadowing I didn't the first time I did it, where I'm like, oh, this makes like this was told
Yeah.
explicitly, and then like
Yes.
watching it like I saw, I'm like, I don't know, but man, yo, that scene where the robot's washing his hands, like I've seen that scene on
I
like
love
many
that.
times, but there's something that's just
I
like
love it.
a robot doing it makes you feel like, oh man, like oh man. Oh, this is
It it immediately like points out to you like, listen, robots are just like humans.
It's the it's I think Wooly said it best where it's like whenever it's showing you like a broken robot, you have to assume that to the robot that's like seeing like a human like ripped
Human corpse.
apart.
Yeah.
Like a human like with its head ripped out. Like that's what it looks like when it just looks like a broken robot. And you're like, "Oh no. Oh man." Cuz
Man.
like dude, oh, Gashit, my boy.
I've finished it already. Damn, that's good.
Oh, it's good. No, it's good.
Uh,
It's peak.
I was even curious about like, okay, well, it's based off of the strongest robot in the world arc from Astro Boy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let me go see that what that is. I'm like, wow, that sucks. This is great. Pluto is great compared to that.
Well, it's of the time.
Yeah, it's up the time. And now all I'm thinking of is, what if we just took a bunch of old anime
I mean, they've done that
arcs?
before. Like that's Devilman Crybaby.
Yeah,
Like
that's what I'm saying. And
like
every time they've done it, it's been great.
well, yeah, because you're taking the formative stuff and then you're putting like the master behind it.
You're, yeah.
It's like you like here's Fist of the North Star and then we're gonna give it to like Fist of the North Star I love, but the fights are not good. But now give the Fist of the North like we've seen like they're not as now give it to like the people doing like Jujutsu Kaisen. Like
Yeah.
that choreography. You still have like the emotional Kinshiro moments, but now you have like the wildest fight with like Kenshin and Rao. Not Kenshin, Kinshiro and Rao. You know what I mean though. Like yeah, a lot of Fist of North Stars just
Yeah,
going ha
yeah.
ta 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 and then they explode. Like that's it. But you know, we can
But
do it.
damn.
We could do it.
Fuck.
Or it's like I love Champion Joe, but what if Champion Joe had Ippo fights?
Yes.
Like that's what I'm trying to get. Which the kind
Like
of
you're
that's
still
what
gonna have that moment where he sits down in the chair.
yeah.
But like,
But that fight's gonna be
beforehand.
incredible. It's gonna be wild, and you're gonna be like, oh man. Which is kind of megalobox, but you know.
Damn,
Anyway, I'm gonna leave you. Listen in the thing. What anime would you like to get see remade or redone?
old anime.
You know what? I was been thinking about
You know what?
lately.
What?
I want to see Studio Trigger because they're doing panty and stalking, and that's fine. But I either want Trigger, possibly Madhouse. I would accept Madhouse or the people who did Mob Psycho. I can't remember. I want my like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood treatment of Zatch Bell.
Oh God.
I want Zatch Bell. I
It's
want
time.
I think it's time. I want Zatch Bell and I want it looking good.
I just remembered. I'm like, oh yeah, I'd love to see a revolutionary girl Utena updated. But that's just the new Gundam.
Yeah, but like I want because I think
But
Zatch
no,
Bell
yeah,
has some moments that like if you animated the hell out of him, oh, it'd look good.
it'd be great.
There's some feelings that happens in that comic where you're like, oh my lord, that stupid fart clown or whatever is the greatest hero that's ever lived. But anyway,
What's the arc where they're at the ruins?
that's the Faldo arc.
The
I think that's
Faldo
the
arc.
one where you get to see like the ones from 1,000 years ago.
Yes.
Because and then like they don't talk about like Zash's dad who comes up in the
No.
manga and like Zeno and there's some stuff. There's some cool stuff about how like
All the other little ogre children.
yeah how it's like a cool there's some moments but that's my remix slash remaster wish is I want to see a new Zatch Bell at least do the ending like Bleach got its like arc where it did the ending the
Yeah.
manga ending. Give me that with Zatch Bell because that's where you get the wild stuff like Paco Falgore's backstory
Yeah.
where you get to learn about what he was like as a kid and why he acts the way he does. And you get to see like Kanchome go all out. You also get to see like a really good Zash and Zeno fight.
Dude, like in my mind, what's his name? It's Doctor and Kid.
Yeah, Dr. Kiddo.
I
Dr.
forget
Riddle.
it.
Dr. Riddle and Kid.
Just seeing that fight and like updated.
Oh yeah, is that Dr.
but still having it
No.
that the emotional aspect of it.
Oh no, there's like the emotional aspect of Zatch Bell is like one of the key parts of it. It's like it's you have this goofy dumb manga, and then then it gets like it pulls on your heartstrings as like this character is like doing the most heroic thing I've ever seen. Like I just remember it, and then you're like, oh god. It's the first moment that got me. It's really early on, and this will be the thing I end on because I gotta go. Is it was I think it was Kalula or something. It was the one that didn't want to fight. Like it was really early on, where like one of the demon ogre children didn't want to fight, so her spell made her into like a berserker. And you see Zatch and Kyo show up, and they like take her down, and it's tragic because her person's yelling at them to stop, and they do not stop. And then at the end, they realize like what happened, and Zatch like loses it because it was just so tragic.
Maybe this tournament for the next king isn't a good idea.
Oh, it's not a good idea.
Exactly.
It's a bad idea. And there's cool stuff that happens. Oh man. Like I'm saying, that's the one. That's the one. There's gold. Golden Gash Bell. There's gold there.
I feel like with the success of Pluto, we're probably going to get more stuff like that.
Or even like just how they do Shonen Jump manga now, where they just it's like we're just going to do it really good, slow. We're not going to pump out week to week. We're going to give you an arc that's going to look good.
I'm going to be honest, I kind of like it. I don't mind waiting every 2 weeks.
I'm thrilled. Okay, I really got to go because I'm going to get distracted.
Okay,
we're talking about Jujutsu Kaisen. We'll talk about comedy, what it means to be a comedian next week. Bye!
Yeah, bye!